Welcome to my channel. My name is Jili. So today we are going to discuss about theories of entrepreneurship. So first thing first, there are various types of theory for the entrepreneurship. So let's dive into one by one. First is your innovation theory. Innovation theory that is given by Joseph A. Scumpeter. This theory tells about that entrepreneurs are innovators who bring new combinations into the market. Combinations like in terms of new product, new method, then your new market, new source of supply organizations. So according to his theories, innovations or entrepreneurs are viewed as innovator. They are born into innovators. Own business are replaced by new innovations. So for example, launch of EV electric vehicle replacing the traditional fuel cars. Then next, coming to the next theory of locus of control. Theory of locus control means entrepreneurs believe they control their own destiny. Despite of blaming, like as a normal person, what we do in life that we curse our destiny, we blame our destiny. What did happen to me? How did it happen to me? Why it happened to me only? So this is what a normal person think. But in case of entrepreneur, how they're different from a normal person, that they do not depend on their own destiny. In fact, they control their own destiny. They make their ways through rather than depending on luck and external forces. So that is what theory of locus of control means. They control their own destiny. Internal locus means own destiny. So for example, a person starting a business, instead of blaming job scarcity, we usually what you blame, that there is no job in the market. So what do you do now? So let's but when as a entrepreneur, they do not think that market has got lakhs of jobs. Instead, they think, why don't start a business? So coming to the next point, that is need for achievement theory. That is given by David McLennan. So according to this theory, entrepreneurs have a high need of achievement. When a person as an entrepreneur have a high need of achievement, they may go for starting a business, then taking risk, then disrupting the market norms, then creating values, then disrupting the market equilibriums. When you have the high needs of achievement, they prefer moderate risk, personal responsible feedback, and performance. For example, a startup founder aiming to build a successful company step by step rather choosing an easy job. Then what do you want to do? They want to do build a successful company. Okay. Then coming to next is theory of risk and uncertainty. That is given by Frank H. Knight. According to his theory, entrepreneurs earn profits by bearing uncertainties, not just risk. Okay, so there is difference between risk and uncertainties. What is the difference between risk and uncertainty? Risk means that you can measure, that you can assume prior to happen this, that you can just keep aside a certain amount of money for mitigating the risk in your business. You can just keep aside your money, some percentage of money as a provision. You can keep it in an organism. But what is uncertain? Is uncertain is that you are unknown to situations. The situations may arise at any given point of time that you don't have any prior idea that the situation can come in this way. So that is the uncertainty, that you cannot measure, you can predict it before until unless it happens in real scenarios. So what you have to do, you have to have a real time solutions for the uncertainty. Then and there you have to mitigate, you have to solve your problems. So, and for example, that is launch completely new packet product where market response is unknown. Okay, suppose you are launching a smartphone of a different brand name, markets. You can see there are many brands available in the mobile sector or the electronics. Your brands, how people is going to respond or react to your product, you do not have any idea about it. That is what entrepreneurs' roles came into picture, because they do not worry about the risk and certain. They just dive into the problems or dive into the business. Then and there they solve the problems, and continuously they generate the ideas and the process development, a business model. They are always engaged in the activities, and they do not look for the opportunities. In fact, or instead of that, they create opportunities to market, then grab the situations. Okay, the next is Hagen's theory of entrepreneurship, that is given by Everett E. Hagen. The core idea of the theory of Hagen's entrepreneurship, that entrepreneurship develops due to social and psychological factors, especially starts withdrawal. According to his theory, he's stating that according to the or entrepreneurship developed due to the psychological and physical, when a person's have not gone through the opportunities they had to actually, and he has faced status withdrawal at the stage of their development life. They often opt for the entrepreneurship. Why? To solve the social problems and the problems of the society. Then why do people have mindset regarding marginalized communities, or towards the marginalized communities, or the weaker sections, or women have skeptical feelings that women is like they are person with disabilities. They are meant to only take care of the family, the house, and give children. The people have often that skeptical mindset. So those persons or these persons often go for the entrepreneurship to solve the social problems. Theory of cultural values that is given by Thomas Cochrane. Cultural shapes and entrepreneurial behavior. According to his theory, that culture has a significant amount of influence, or culture act as a significant or a major drive for the entrepreneurial behavior, for the emergence of the entrepreneurship in the society. Social norms, traditions, and values influence risk taking, innovations, and business practices. Communities with strong business traditions, like trading communities, producing more. Sociological theory. Communities with strong business traditions. Sociological theory that is given by P.D. Reynolds. The name is here very important from the exam point of view. If you're planning or preparing for any competitive exams, or then the name that is given by, or who has given the theory, the name is very important. So please remember also. It's a side by side. Entrepreneurship is influenced by social network, environment, and institutions. Entrepreneurship is influenced by social network. For example, your father is doing a business, okay, or having a business. That means, or your cousins have a business. That means you have exposure or social exposure to the business. You know how to run a business, and you have some expertise. Environment, your education's environment, when you go for the higher study, you get to learn about the problems, or identifies the gaps that you have to must step in and solve the situations, or come out with a product or services that can fill the gap of the environmental society, institutions, to education, social relationship. That is what P.T. Reynolds said in his theory, sociological theory. For example, a person from a business family starting a company due to exposure and support, because he has got exposure how to run a business, and also can have support from the family if any point of time he breaks down. Opportunity based theory. Opportunity based theory that defines entrepreneurs have ability to identify, to explore opportunity in the market. They have also abilities, if not opportunities, in the market. They tend to create opportunities in the market. Opportunities may arise due to technical change, market or consumer needs. Creating food delivery, often people demand and convenience. This is for example, you might have seen the during COVID time, that nobody is allowed to go out because of spread of coronavirus. So that time there is opportunities that people can sit at home and on running your home activities, or for example, like online, you can create content, you can guide any type of online services in terms of your educations, or any sort of situations or consultancy. So that can be the situational things that you can get opportunities out of it. Next is your theory of entrepreneurial alertness. That is given by Israeli Kirchner. Sorry, is Israel Kirchner. Theory of entrepreneurship alertness says that entrepreneurs are allowed to unnoticed opportunities. What happens when a normal person sees situations or opportunities? They tend to overlook the situations or the opportunities because there is no meaning to it. But as an entrepreneur, they seek the unnoticed opportunities, or they are allowed to always allowed to the unnoticed opportunities which are overlooked by a normal person. For example, noticing demand for eco-friendly products from starting a sustainable brand. So, with a growing concern from the for the environmental sustainability and the health consciousness, that has tend to a businessman to follow eco-friendly product and starting a sustainable brand. So that is the opportunities that which normal person or normal businessman can overlook. But as an entrepreneur or in entrepreneurial context, entrepreneur are always ready or allowed to the unnoticed opportunities. They have the abilities to recognize, to identify the opportunities, and if not, they can also have the abilities to create their own opportunities. Theory of resource and capabilities. This is the number 10, theory of resource and capabilities. Success depends on efficient use of resource and capabilities. According to this theory, as we know, we have scarcity of resources. With limited resource, we have many people, or numbers of people are fighting for the limited resource. So in that situation, it's as an entrepreneur, what you should do to overcome these situations, because you have a very limited resource. How can you make a best product or a satisfied product or the most demanded product of a customer with very limited resources? How? That depends upon an entrepreneur that on efficient use of resource and capability. Whatever the resource you have in your business and capabilities in terms of skill, knowledge, experience, then technologies, then assets that you have as a resource in your business, that you have to use it in a very efficient way and effective way. For example, startup using limited funds but strong technical skill to build a successful app. Theory of effectuation. Entrepreneurs start with available means and build opportunities step by step. Theory of effectuation means this is a effect where entrepreneur just he just find out one solution to all identify the gap in the society, in the environment, then just dive into the ideas or float by the ideas. Then with the available means, then gradually, slowly develop the resources and the capacities or capabilities step by step. But firstly, you just start with the available means. Focus on what I have. They always focus on that what I have, what I can do, whom I know. These three questions they just answer. When you answer the three questions that what I have with me, but I can base out of it. Then whom I know, that whom I should serve. That means what? When you answer the three questions, that means you have enough source or with available means or source, you can dive into your business or go for your passions, and slowly, gradually, you can start or building. You can have your resources and capabilities. For example, starting a home-based business with existing skill and control, then expanding gradually. Theory of entrepreneurial breakaways. Entrepreneurs make do with available resource and creatively solve situations. This is also like theory of every situation. Okay. Thank you for